You're listening to In Our Headphones.
Your chance to discover the songs KEXP DJs don't want you to miss. I'm Janice Headley.
And I'm Isabel Khalili. And this is your never-ending source for new music discovery from listener-powered KEXP.
Hey everyone, Janice here, and today we welcome one of the founding fathers of KEXP, someone who has helped shape and define what our station is today. It is my great honor to welcome the legendary Kevin Cole.
Hey, Janice.
Hey, so Kevin, you have been with KEXP for 25 years now, including 18 years as Director of Programming, Chief Creative Officer, and then 20 of those years hosting the afternoon show, and then later Drive Time. And this Friday, July 26th, is going to be your very last show on Drive Time. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about your decision to step down?
Sure. As you know, 2022 was KEXP's 50th anniversary, and 2023 was the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. And thinking about all that stuff, especially the last couple of years as we were working through these anniversaries, I thought, 2024 is the 50th anniversary of me working in music. Like in 1974, it was my first year of college, and I started working at the college radio station right away, like most KEXPers. And it just seemed like, okay, 50 years, that's a good round number, for me to step aside. And actually kind of had decided that like 2 years ago. But man, it's crept up on me really fast. But Janice, I'm not leaving though. I'm a music lifer, as you know. I love curating music. I love doing the show. And so I'm going to transition into a weekly show, which I'll just hopefully continue doing forever.
Totally. And I think that's why, when I saw the announcement, I didn't get sad about it because I knew you weren't really leaving. As we've been saying here at KEXP, it's not a retirement, it's a remix.
Indeed. And that's how I feel too. It's bittersweet. It's been an honor and a privilege to be able to be on the air on a daily basis and be a presence in listeners' lives who are like friends. And we talk about connection and building community at KEXP, and that sense is palpable. And I don't know what it's going to be like after, but I'm looking forward to having that creative outlet and that freedom that KEXP DJs have. It's nothing I ever take for granted, so I'm excited about what a weekly show on Sundays is going to be like.
You have such a long-standing reputation as a tastemaker. You've traveled around the world and discovered so many amazing artists that you've brought back to KEXP. And so, let's keep the legacy going, not only with your new weekly show that's going to kick off in August, but with today's episode of In Our Headphones. So, Kevin, let's talk about what has been in your headphones lately. What's the first track that you brought today?
The first track is a brand new song from Mavis Staples, and I can't stop playing it. It's amazing. It's called Worthy.
Look at you smiling, shining, beaming like the sunshine, rising, climbing, grinding through the hard times, growing.
Mavis Staples has been around a while. She's 7 decades into her career. She just turned 85, and she said, just because I'm 85, they can't think I can do it anymore. Well, I'm going to show them. And she's showing us. So this new song is called Worthy, and it is an uplifting, life-affirming jam. It's undeniable in terms of just making you feel good. It's a celebration of you, each of us as the listener, and a reminder of our worth from this amazing artist that's been around and is not letting up. There's going to be a full album coming out sometime in early 2025.
Oh my gosh. And I was reading that the song was inspired by Prince and her work with Prince. And, you yourself have had a long history with Prince. And so I just thought it was so perfect that you chose this song.
And I didn't even know that when I first heard it. Yeah, and then later I heard that she was in part inspired by the work she did with Prince in the 80s and a couple solo albums that Prince produced for Mavis Staples, which she's a legend. She's a treasure, a national treasure.
Absolutely. So let's check it out. This is Worthy by Mavis Staples.
No matter where you stand today, I hope you know you're worthy of that smile on your face. Know you're worthy. Keep on flowing in your
You just heard Worthy by Mavis Staples. That single is out now via Anti Records. And I also want to mention that Staples is the subject of a new children's book that just came out.
Wow, that's cool.
I know. I thought that was so sweet. It's written by poet Carol Boston Weatherford, and it's titled Bridges Instead of Walls, The Story of Mavis Staples. And it just came out earlier this month. And you can find that via Rocky Pond Books.
That is cool. And I love hearing that too. And weird sort of fun fact is Mavis Staples was in that Prince movie, Graffiti Bridge.
Oh, wow. Good catch.
And on Drive Time, we're always talking about building community, not walls.
Oh, it all comes full circle. All right, Kevin. So what song do you have next for us?
Speaking of full circle, the song I want to play is 360 from Charli XCX.
Oh, yeah.
I went my own way and I made it. I'm your favorite reference, baby. Call me Debbie, you're so inside.
So over the last couple of years, I've really, really liked a good pop or pop rock record like Brimheim's Rat King, which is my album of the year so far. Or something like Caroline Polachek's Desire I Want to Turn Into You, which was my favorite album of last year.
Welcome to my island. See the palm trees waving the wind.
The new Confidence Man single is incredible. And the new Sophie posthumous release is really amazing as well. So I love pop music like that, or like the new Charli XCX record, Brat, which is so smart and fun. It makes you feel good and think at the same time. And I've had the whole album on repeat the last couple weekends at home. It's just so good.
Yeah, 360. When you're in the mirror, do you like what you see? When you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia. When you're in the party, bumping that beat. 666 with a princess streak. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
You just heard 360 by Charli XCX, and you can find that on her latest album, Brat, which came out last month via Atlantic Records. And you can hear that song in its entirety on the In Our Headphones playlist over on Spotify or on our website at kexp.org/podcasts, and just click on today's show page. You can also listen to it on the What's in Our Headphones playlist on YouTube, just another way to discover new music with KEXP. So Kevin, tell us a little bit about the next song you brought today.
I was at the Sharp Festival in Slovakia a couple months ago. It's a regional showcase festival, probably 100 bands. My strategy for these kind of festivals is to see as many bands as possible, which means usually only watching 2 or 3 songs in their set, which I typically do not like to do. I like to go to a band, see the whole band, but at a showcase festival, it's sort of boom, boom, boom. You're just taking in as much as you can. So this band is from the Czech Republic. They're called Manon meurt. They were on my list. They were kind of a buzz band and was there at the beginning. I wanted to make sure I got in. And man, they were so incredible live that I couldn't leave to watch the full set. And they stunned me. They were so good. was literally thinking when you asked to pick songs that, are in my headphones, this is like the perfect headphone record because it's so transportive and transcendent that you get lost in it. If you needle dropped on a song, started at the beginning and then maybe picked up the needle and went a couple minutes in and then went a couple minutes further, you'd maybe think it was 3 different songs because the songs just ebb and flow and shapeshift.
But it won't change a thing. It won't change me.
That was Manon meurt and the single Marrow. You can find that on their latest album, Unravel, which is out now via Minority Records. And finally, every week we've been asking our DJs to share a song with our listeners that isn't necessarily something new, but just something that has a special meaning to them. And Kevin, what song did you pick?
So I picked the title track to television's Marquee, Moon. When I listen to it, I still, every time I listen to it, hear stuff I've never heard before.
Aww.
Yeah, it's amazing. Or feel a different emotion. It might be lyrical. It might be just the guitar interplay between Tom Verlaine and Richard Lloyd. Or this is a perfect record. Came out in 1977. It was one of those records that, before vinyl made a comeback, and you could still find records for like $2-3. I bought it every time I saw it and just gave it to somebody.
Oh,
Like,
that's so generous.
yeah, I wish I had them now. Where I'd give it to somebody who hadn't heard it yet before. If you don't know this record, go find it. Go listen to it on Spotify or wherever you listen to music. It's incredible.
Yeah, because Kevin's not around to give you a copy of it. You just heard Television and the title track to their groundbreaking 1977 debut album, Marquee Moon. That was a pick from Kevin Cole. Kevin, thank you so much for being our guest this week.
Janice, thanks for having me. A ton of fun. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you, all the great work you do at KEXP.
Oh, Kevin. And listeners, be sure to tune in this Friday, July 26th for Kevin's last show on Drive Time. And I want to emphasize it that way because it's not his last show ever. It is his last show on Drive Time. And I'm sure he's going to be pulling out all the stops. And then in August, he'll be kicking off his weekly show every Sunday, 3 to 6. And I'm sure more details on that are to come. And if you're in the Seattle area, please join us on Saturday, July 27th in the KEXP Courtyard and Gathering Space as we celebrate Kevin with a very special event. We'll have live music from Thunderpussy, Joy Cut, Princess Pulpit, and a Seattle supergroup, Encore, paying tribute to Kevin's favorite artists, along with special DJ sets. As of this recording, there are still tickets available. Not sure if there will be by the time this episode airs, but you can find all the details at kexp.org/events.
And it's an honor to have these artists playing some of my favorite songs. I got to submit a playlist. And I do know there'll be a television song performed.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh, Kevin, thank you so much. And honestly, thank you for everything that you've done at KEXP. Like, okay, I can feel now the tears kind of welling up, but you truly have defined what KEXP has become. And I feel, Your legacy will continue on Sundays, but it also continues every minute that KEXP is on the air.
Thank you, Janice. Appreciate it. I feel just blessed and, again, incredibly grateful, honored, and humbled to just have been a part of it.
We're so lucky to have you. And now we're going to check in with KEXP's music director, Chris Sanley. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Janice. So pumped to be back as always.
Awesome. So every week, Chris is listening to thousands of songs, adding new singles and albums to KEXP's rotation. And of all the new music you've heard lately, what track has been stuck in your headphones?
So I am obsessed with the debut album that finally just dropped from the Austin outfit Font. So I wanted to bring in their single, It, today.
Get it up, put it down, get it off. Give it up, take it out, let it in. Give it up, set it off, put it on. Get it off, get it off, get it off. Remember to it.
It starts with this pulsing beat, and then they bring in the guitar and this sinister kind of repetitive synth that just keeps you on the edge of your seat as you're just like waiting for this song to continue to build and build with this hypnotic momentum, and it does. And I just think that they like kind of perfectly walk that balance between like chaos and precision, and like their songs sound both buoyant and weighty, and just it's this kind of twisty, turny, chaotic madness that I am just so enamored with.
It bathes in milky light, see it flash, crimson eye. Lately I feel frail, it knows my name, it gets me by. On about it, stick about it, let out his eye. Lips are calling me, I wanna hide it. Cannot about it, I'm on about it. Swim it all over me, I'm on it. Sing about it.
Nice. It totally takes me back to like the early 2000s, like that whole Brooklyn scene with like Chick 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 and the Rapture. Like it just has such a great vibe to it.
I totally agree. Like you definitely get some of that nostalgia, while at the same time it also sounds just like super fresh and inventive. And yeah, like this song was my first introduction to the band, and that came out last fall before this album announcement. And yeah, it just like stopped me dead in my tracks. It's chaotic, it's urgent, it's intricate, melodic, and kind of has those like vocal stylings of Spencer Krug that just hits a sweet spot for me too. So yeah, I'm obsessed with this song. It's so great. So pumped that this debut album is finally out, and can't wait to hear more from this like art punk masterpiece.
That was a track from Austin, Texas band Font, the single It, off their debut album Strange Burden, out now via Acrophase Records, as chosen by KEXP music director Chris Sanley. Thank you, Chris. Thank you to Kevin. And thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of In Our Headphones. You can listen to the songs featured on today's episode in their entirety in so many different ways. There's the In Our Headphones playlist on Spotify, the What's in Our Headphones playlist on YouTube, and you can visit the show page at kexp.org/podcasts. There are also links to the artist Bandcamp pages so you can support them with a purchase if you'd like. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review, or share it with a friend. We'd also love to hear from you if you have feedback. You can write to us directly at headphones@kexp.org. KEXP is an independent, nonprofit radio station, so this podcast, along with all of our programming, is made possible by the generous support of our listeners. If you'd like to be one of those generous supporting listeners, you can make a donation of $6 a month at kexp.org/headphones. In Our Headphones is hosted and produced by Isabel, Khalili, and myself, Janice Headley. Audio was mixed by Emily Fox and mastered by William Myers. And our director of editorial is Larry Mizell Jr. Our theme song is How Ma by the band Chinese American Bear. Tune in next week where Isabel will be chatting with Evie, who will be taking over from Kevin as the host of Drive Time starting next week. I'm Janice Headley. See you next time on In Our Headphones from listener-powered KEXP, where the music matters.